Everybody, and thank you for being here. I'm Hugh Perkins, and I'm happy and excited to welcome all of you here today to the recently renovated Book Tower for a history-making announcement. After our scripted remarks, please remain in your seats while we transition the stage for a brief media Q&A after the formal presentation is done. But what I want you to know is that today is a culmination of years of vision, hard work, creativity, partnership, and a belief in Detroit, a belief that is shared most strongly, felt most strongly by Dan and Jennifer Gilbert. 2 years ago, Dan and Jennifer made a historic 10-year, $500 million philanthropic commitment to Detroit. And since then, through the work of their teams at the Rocket Community Fund and Gilbert Family Foundation, residents, people across the city have seen important progress on major issues that affect their lives. Detroit homeowners can now protect their home from tax foreclosure and make critical repairs. Renters can access eviction defense. Small business owners can test out their products and services through pop-up markets. Entrepreneurs can access capital and strategic support to grow their businesses. Minority contractors can access capital and mentorship to better compete for jobs. Students can attend a reopened HBCU. And Detroit's young people can access improved and renovated parks and green spaces. Our residents, our people, can now take advantage of increased internet access and technological devices and so much more. And this is just in the last 2 years. But today, Dan and Jennifer are embarking on their most ambitious philanthropic commitment ever, one that prioritizes the health and well-being of Detroiters and embodies their ongoing commitment to Detroit in the biggest way and heartfelt way possible. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dan and Jennifer Gilbert, entrepreneurs, philanthropists, and co-founders of the Gilbert Family Foundation. But first, please direct your attention to the screens on either side of the stage for a special video.
As a wife and a mother, the most important thing to me is the health and safety of my family. Unfortunately, health is one of those things that is sometimes out of our control. Our son Nick was born with neurofibromatosis, or NF, a rare genetic disorder that causes tumors to grow on nerve cells throughout the body. Every day presented new challenges, but Nick refused to be defined by his condition. In spite of his obstacles, Nick always looked on the bright side and inspired all of us. In May, Nick passed away from complications of NF. Nick's fighting spirit is shared with his father. Dan continues to work on his recovery from a stroke in 2019 with the support of our family and his incredible team. As I reflect on Nick and Dan's journeys, I recognize that our family has been privileged to have access to the best care possible. This isn't the reality for most Detroiters. We believed that the people of Detroit deserved better, so we decided to build something better.
Henry Ford Health has been an amazing partner along this journey with us. We're really excited to announce a nearly $400 million commitment to increasing access to both neurologic rehab care and personalized medical care through investments in Shirley Ryan Ability Lab and the Nick Gilbert Neurofibromatosis Research Institute.
Partnering with Henry Ford, we are bringing the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab model. All of the clinical care and expertise we're going to transport from Chicago to Detroit.
We're going to have A gleaming new bed tower with state-of-the-art emergency rooms, operating rooms of the future, a world-class health system and academic center that advocates for patients right here at home.
Being able to stay in your own community, within the proximity to their families, when you are going through recovery, is very important. I think is just going to make the outcomes even more powerful.
Nick Gilbert, to all those who knew him, was a force of nature. He was born with a disease that created a lot of obstacles for him, but he always had a smile, never once asking, why me, or being negative in any way.
The Nick Gilbert Neurofibromatosis Research Institute really takes that spirit of innovation, resilience, and it creates this new environment in the city of Detroit that's going to draw researchers from around the world to be part of finding and accelerating a cure for neurofibromatosis.
To know that there's a center named for him that will continue to inspire others and to serve as a point of hope, there's nothing more inspirational.
We're incredibly excited about this opportunity, and we're really honored that the Gilbert family had this vision to bring what they experienced in Chicago here to Detroit.
Detroit has been a leader in so many things for decades and generations. It's only natural that we also have world-class medical care and research. Detroiters deserve the absolute best.
We are so excited to see how these world-class facilities will inspire hope and more equitable outcomes for Detroiters and patients from all over the world.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. One quick plug and commercial. If anybody's getting married or have kids that are getting married, this is the place to do it right here. Let me start by thanking Huel Perkins for being here once again. Huel is a local legend here in Detroit and someone who invests his time generously to support the causes close to all of our hearts. I mean, there's never a time we've asked Huel to do something that he's said no. He's always part of any announcement or anything, so I want to thank you, Huel. Also, nice haircut. Jennifer and I are excited to share with you our most significant and ambitious philanthropic project since announcing the $500 million commitment to Detroit's neighborhoods just a couple of years ago. We are here today because we believe that Detroit deserves the very best. We've spent our adult lives trying to create the best companies, attract the most talented minds, building and rehabbing the finest buildings, combining with the most capable partners, and also developing the best programs to impact the lives of Detroiters. We also believe that every Detroiter should be able to access the best health care and benefit from the most promising medical research. We are proud to announce that the Gilbert Family Foundation will be investing nearly $375 million to bring a new Shirley Ryan Ability Lab to Detroit, as well as create the Nick Gilbert Neurofibromatosis Research Institute. Both of these top-notch medical and research institutions will be more impactful because of the partnership of Henry Ford Health and Michigan State University Health Sciences. Our investment will cover the construction costs and medical equipment of both initiatives, as well as operational costs for over 10 years for the Nick Gilbert Institution. When I suffered from my stroke back in 2019, I sought out the best care in the country and found it in Chicago at the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab. I am forever grateful to the doctors, nurses, and therapists and staff at the Shirley Ryan for helping me improve every day and get back on my feet. However, while there, I met many other patients who could not get all the rehabilitative care they needed because their insurance limited the number of hours covered. This is too often the experience for Detroiters as well. In order for Detroit residents to fully access Shirley Ryan services, we are also establishing a $10 million fund through the Gilbert Family Foundation that will foster and increase access to rehabilitation care for low-income residences. Okay, now I'm going to the teleprompter. Through this investment in the partnership with Shirley Ryan and Henry Ford Health, we are proud that Detroit will become a recognized leader in stroke and other neurorehabilitation.
In addition to establishing the city's reputation in stroke rehabilitation, Detroit will also become the leader in neurofibromatosis research through the establishment of the Nick Gilbert Neurofibromatosis Research Institute, named in honor of our son, who passed away from complications of NF in May. Neurofibromatosis, or NF, impacts 1 in every 2,000 births across the world, and approximately 4 million people worldwide are living with some form of NF. NF1, the most common of the 3 types, may cause tumors to develop in the brain, on the spinal cord, and/or on the nerves throughout the body. While NF1 tumors are generally non-cancerous, they can cause significant deformities and challenging health issues. To date, we have invested $100 million into research to accelerate a cure for NF through the Gilbert Family Foundation and its sister nonprofit, NF Forward. Today's investment doubles down on our commitment and honors Nick's passion for building toward a future without neurofibromatosis. Dan and I, along with our kids who are here with us today, are honored to continue Nick's legacy in such a meaningful way. The Nick Gilbert Neurofibromatosis Research Institute will be housed within Henry Ford Health and Michigan State University's new research building and is the first brick-and-mortar research institute solely dedicated to NF research. It is among the only institutes in the world to leverage organoid technology, or mini organs grown in a dish, to address a single disease. Like Dan said, Detroiters deserve the very best. In 2021, we were proud to announce our family's commitment to building opportunity and equity for Detroit families. We are now focused on ensuring that those same families have access to the medical resources they need in times of crisis. Our family is not unique in having medical issues, and we are proud to be able to help others navigate those challenges. A big thanks to Henry Ford Health and the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab for their commitment to our family and the community. Nick and Dan have received expert treatment and compassionate care from both these esteemed medical institutions. It is an honor to be a part of growing that commitment to support more families in their critical moments. Thank you.
All right, now we're back to Heel Perkins. Heel.
It is amazing how something so wonderful and powerful and good can come out of our greatest challenges. This will be transformative, phenomenal, amazing. Thank you, Jennifer and Dan, for your ongoing faith in the city of Detroit and for your amazing generosity. Thank you. Our next speaker is, I think, one of the greatest cheerleaders in the history of the city of Detroit. He's Bob Reinig, President and CEO of Henry Ford Health System, a critical partner in this amazing effort. He has more than 40 years of experience at Henry Ford Health, as well as in the Detroit metro community. A graduate of Wayne State University, he joined Henry Ford Health in 1978 and has had the privilege of working throughout his career in almost every aspect of business in the system. Today's announcement is just the latest component of Henry Ford's $2.5 billion expansion, announced earlier this year, which will see a 1 million square foot campus and joint medical research center with Michigan State University. By the way, this is such a busy man. He is also president of the board of the parade company in Detroit, and now president of the zoo, soon to be vice president of the Detroit Zoo. I don't know where he finds the time. Please welcome Bob Riney.
Well, we've had quite an announcement, haven't we? We've had an amazing year so far, and the incredible things we've been able to do at Henry Ford are really a testament to the trust that we've earned as Michigan's healthcare leader. We have a wonderful partnership that we have been working on, and we could not be more excited. When we announced our Detroit transformation of our campus at Henry Ford Hospital earlier this year, we knew that we were going to be sharing something really big, something transformational for this community. We also knew it wouldn't be the only exciting announcement we'd be making, and we threw a teaser out there. The truth is, when you do something as big and exciting as this, others can't help but want to get involved. Every one of us at Henry Ford Health is so thrilled, honored, and privileged to be at the center of everything that's happening here in our great city to advance healthcare for those that we have the privilege to serve. It really takes your breath away when you think about what we are helping create. I want to take a moment to thank the Gilbert Family Foundation, Dan and Jennifer, who have done just so much for this community. They have been wonderful partners to us through this process, and we know that this would not be happening, quite frankly, without them. They are also personal role models for so many of us who share their love for this city and for this state. I also want to thank our newest partners, Peggy Kirk and the incredible staff of the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab. We could not be more excited to bring the global leader, and I mean the global leader, 33 years ranked as the top rehab center in the world, 33 years running. And I also need to thank our growing partners, Michigan State University, represented by Dr. Teresa Woodruff and Norm Beauchamp, and others. It's been exciting to watch a multiplier effect of people that share the same values and the same commitments. I also want to thank Mayor Duggan, District 5 and Council President Mary Sheffield, the entire Detroit City Council, and all of our friends at the county, state, and federal levels of government for their support through the years and their faith in that we make promises and we deliver promises. And finally, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our board chair, David Breen, who is also with us, and our 33,000 team members of Henry Ford Health. They truly are the best team in healthcare, and it makes us proud every single day that they choose us as their professional home. Almost exactly 7 months ago, we stood not far from this location to proudly announce a $2.5 billion vision, alongside our partners to revolutionize our primary academic healthcare campus in Detroit, including a major expansion of Henry Ford Hospital and a new research facility that for our 30-year partnership with Michigan State will flourish at unlocking some of the care challenges based on all sorts of factors that we know we still haven't unlocked the secret, but we're getting so close. We also told you that we would be reimagining our Detroit footprint and really going back to something that would transform healthcare for the next 100 years, since we've been around for almost 108 at this point, never wavering from our commitment to the city of Detroit once. And now people are going to have access to not only world-class clinical care at Henry Ford Hospital, but world-class inpatient rehabilitation care, thanks to the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab. We all know there's such a critical unmet need for this kind of care in Michigan, and now we're thrilled to be able to join others who are committed to providing it. And as I mentioned, When you partner with the global leader, magic's going to happen. By incorporating a 3-story, 72-bed facility inside our new patient tower planned for Henry Ford Hospital, we're combining our shared expertise for treating the most complex trauma and conditions such as stroke, debilitating brain tumors and neurological conditions, and traumatic brain and spinal injuries, and so much more. We're increasing access to the most innovative inpatient rehab services and ensuring seamless care for all patients. We both share a commitment to what's called translational research, which is bench to bedside, not research for research's sake, but research that improves people's lives. It will also have the highest of tech matched with the highest of touch from our incredible care teams. And this is not just for Detroit. As part of our partnership, we're working with Shirley Ryan Ability Lab to bring their expertise to other hospital settings as well, including our hospitals in Macomb and Wyandotte initially. And then we'll explore additional locations and types of services that we may be able to offer so that we can ensure patients across all of our communities have increased access close to home to world-class rehabilitation care. I also want to express what an honor it is and my excitement to be partnering with the Gilbert Family Foundation and support the Nick Gilbert Neurofibromatosis Research Institute. As leaders in neuroscience, neurofibromatosis is an important mission of ours, and it comes together to find tomorrow's treatment and ultimately a cure. Transformational research is one of the hallmarks of Henry Ford Health's 30-year partnership with Michigan State University. And we are proud not only to be a part of this effort, but also to provide a home for this new amazing research on an expanded world-class Detroit campus. I should mention that we've been telling people until this announcement that our new bed tower is going to be as tall as the Fisher Building, because it really gives people a perspective of what a dramatic addition to the Detroit skyline. But now we're adding 3 stories, so we have to change our message. It is going to be taller than the Fisher Building. Not that we're competitive at all. We know that what we're embarking on together would not be possible without the amazing generosity of donors like Dan and Jennifer Gilbert. These are just good people. And once again, I'd like to thank them for their incredible generosity and partnership. There's a lot of hard work left to make all of this happen, but when you have a shared mission to improve lives and a shared mission to lift up communities, things get done. This is our moment. This is our moment. And the winners today are the patients in Detroit, the patients in the state, in the country, and beyond. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Bob, for your commitment to this city as well. By the way, he has to go to another meeting after this. But you heard him talk about it. The Chicago-based Shirley Ryan Ability Lab has been recognized as the best rehabilitation hospital in the country for the past 4 decades. It's that record of outstanding patient care and positive health outcomes that has made it the most sought-after facility for patients, including Dan Gilbert. And I hear that Jamie Foxx may have paid a visit too. Don't quote me on that. Our next speaker, Peggy Kirk, is the president and CEO of Shirley Ryan Ability Lab. During her time with the organization, she has overseen all clinical areas, developed partnerships with acute care hospitals domestically and internationally, and led clinical teams in caring for more than 50,000 patients around the world each and every year. She's a miracle worker in her own. Please welcome Peggy Kirk.
Wow. Oh, it's been spectacular to be here already today. So good morning. We're incredibly proud to be part of the new Transformation for Detroit and honored to partner with the Gilbert Family Foundation and Henry Ford to bring the best physical medicine and rehabilitation to this community. You know, every year, tens of thousands of people of Detroit and its surrounding communities survive debilitating conditions such as stroke, brain or spinal cord injury, cancer, even amputations. And these figures are expected to grow as the population ages. So for the past 70 years, Shirley Ryan Ability Lab has pioneered rehabilitation, clinical practice, and research to care for these very patients, totaling more than 50,000 that travel to us from around the globe. Our singular focus in helping patients regain the ability through intensive rehabilitation that leverages the best tools and technology really enhances their ability to function, to move, to communicate, communicate and participate in a meaningful life. Our dedicated pursuit to this mission has resulted in our ranking as the #1 rehabilitation hospital, named by U.S. News and World Report every single year since 1991. We are truly honored by that designation. We know traveling to Chicago for the best rehabilitation care doesn't come without sacrifices, and for many, it is just not possible. So we are thrilled to be collaborating with Henry Ford Health and the Gilbert Family Foundation to bring the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab to Detroit. And in this process, we'll be bolstered by shared values, culture, mission, driven by doing the very best for the people that we are honored to treat. So thank you to Dan and Jennifer Gilbert and Laura Graneman and the team at the Gilbert Family Foundation. I just can't express to you how honored we are by your faith in us. Thank you to Kofi Bonner, CEO of Bedrock, and the colleagues across the Gilbert family companies for their strategic partnership. And finally, thank you to Bob Riney and all of our friends at Henry Ford Health for partnering with us to make this vision a reality. We are really inspired, we are humbled, and we are ready to bring an enhanced level of rehabilitation to the citizens of Detroit. Thank you.
Peggy, I called you a miracle worker, and I don't take that lightly because patients come to the Ability Lab, some of them not able to speak, barely able to move, to stand, to walk, to talk, but they leave better than they were when they came in. It's not always a full recovery, but they are much better than they have been. And that's the kind of treatment we're bringing here to Detroit. We thank you. In 2021, Michigan State University and Henry Ford Health announced a 30-year partnership agreement that will see a brand new research center on the Henry Ford Hospital campus. This research center is sure to serve as the epicenter for the study, treatment, and hopefully the finding of cures for diseases like neurofibromatosis. Our next speaker is Michigan State University Interim President Teresa Woodruff, PhD. As a leading research scientist, teacher, and mentor, Dr. Woodruff was given the Presidential Award of Excellence in Science Mentoring by former President Barack Obama in an Oval Office ceremony. She holds 17 U.S. patents, 17, and has published more than 400 scientific articles and papers. Please welcome Dr. Teresa Woodruff.
Well, thank you so much, Huel, and good morning, everyone. I'm really thrilled to be here today and grateful for the opportunity to stand alongside great Spartans, Jennifer and Dan Gilbert, their family, the Gilbert Family Foundation, Bob Riney and Henry Ford Health, and the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab. As some of you may know, I was at Northwestern for 35 years and know firsthand the impact that the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab has on families like the Gilbert family. I greatly admire the ways in which rehabilitation science and medicine have been conjoined and the ways teams and innovative spaces results in outcomes that are tangible. Ability is about the whole person, physical and mental, and it aligns perfectly with MSU's mission to enable the intellectual, emotional, and physical well-being of our Spartan community. The Shirley Ryan Ability Lab has ranked #1 in rehabilitation medicine for 33 years. That is 33 years in the news, but more importantly, 33 years that allowed Dan and Jennifer to continue their work to build healthcare opportunities for Michiganders. So thank you all. I would also like to acknowledge Dr. Norm Beauchamp, Executive Vice President for Health Sciences at MSU, who is here today to help celebrate. Dr. Beauchamp is an integral leader in our ongoing partnerships with Henry Ford Health and the Gilbert Foundation, and together we know that the promise of research and medicine is that tomorrow's patients are treated better than today's. And to ensure that that sentence can be true in Detroit and for all of Michigan, we are here today to bring world-class academic training, clinical research, and healthcare together, and it fills me with great optimism about what the future holds. On that note, on the future of healthcare, I find myself often asking this question: what can we uniquely do together that we can't do apart? This question reminds me of a beautiful story I heard while attending Nick Gilbert's celebration of life earlier this year. During that most remarkable event, one of the rabbis told a story about Nick climbing Masada in Israel. Masada is a giant plateau in a desert overlooking the Dead Sea. It is steep, 1,300 feet straight up, and it's rocky. And for those of you who have climbed it, you know you have to zigzag your way to get to the top. And it can be extremely hot. On the day that Nick began his journey, it was 105 degrees in the cool breeze of the morning. Amid those environmental and physical challenges, Nick made it to the top to see the sunrise. And when he did, there were 119 fellow teens waiting for him, cheering him, inspired by him, and celebrating together. Nick turned that celebration in an opportunity to represent ability. And as surely as the sun rose, Nick asked for a cold Coca-Cola. This story beautifully captures what we are doing today. We are enabling our team to begin our own ascent of this healthcare mountain, to strive for new heights that we can uniquely reach together and not apart. MSU and Henry Ford Health are already more than 2 years into a 30-year partnership that is creating a new medical research, healthcare, and education community. And alongside the Pistons, we were proud last February to stand alongside Henry Ford Health to announce the collective $2.5 billion investment in Detroit's new center neighborhood and the people in whose interests we all serve. This is just one example of the work that MSU is doing in Detroit. MSU has worked hand in hand with Detroiters to support local schools, community agriculture and nutrition, manufacturing and innovation, the environment, economic development, the arts, and medicine for more than 50 years. And we are also doubling down on our mission. Indeed, in their profoundly impactful commencement speeches, Dan and Jennifer urged our graduates to define your mission. They said, a mission allows us to put deep thoughts around our efforts, identify the resources needed, and provides a structure toward the end goals and interests. And so today, we are taking the next step forward in serving out that mission in Detroit with the Gilbert Family Foundation, Henry Ford Health, and the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, and the new and fittingly named Nick Gilbert Neurofibromatosis Research Institute in MSU's and Henry Ford Health's research building on the Henry Ford Health campus in the New Center neighborhood. Our shared mission is quite simply to do something together that we could not do apart, build on our rich academic and medical heritages, and the urgent unmet need to bring ability to neurofibromatosis and to change the seemingly impossible into the sun rising over Masada. The power of research in medicine is that tomorrow's patients are treated differently than today. Thank you all in this room who are looking upward. For this mountain will not impede our progress, but will enable our shared view. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Woodruff. I know that you have chosen not to continue in your current position as interim president, but we don't know what the future holds, but we hope somehow, some way, you will forever remain a part of the MSU family. Thank you. Now, today's announcement wouldn't be complete without understanding what this really means for Detroit and Detroiters. Our next speaker is Detroit City Council President Mary Sheffield, a native Detroiter with a demonstrated track record of service and leadership in our community. She was the youngest person ever elected to the Detroit City Council, and in 2022 became the youngest ever Detroit City Council president. Led by her faith and driven by her passion for people and justice, Council President Sheffield lends her voice and expertise to ensuring the city's resurgence and inclusion of all Detroiters in Detroit's future. Please welcome Detroit City Council President Mary Sheffield.
Thank you so much, Hugh. He does such a great job making us sound so good, but it's such an honor to be here. This is such an historic announcement. To Jennifer and Dana Gilbert, to President Riney, to President Kirk, Interim President Woodruff, and our Deputy Mayor Bettison, and to all of you all in attendance today, it is such an honor to stand here as the Council President to express my enthusiasm and gratitude for this historic announcement and partnership that will have a direct and positive impact on the lives of Detroiters, providing hope, providing healing, and a comprehensive state-of-the-art healthcare options to our residents, and I could not be more proud. It is no secret, though, that in Detroit, we have suffered long from disparate impacts of chronic illnesses such as hypertension, diabetes, asthma, arthritis, and stroke. In fact, a study published by Wayne State University indicates that Detroiters are dying before their time, with residents between the ages of 50 and 59 having a 122% higher death rate than the rest of Michigan. 122% higher death rate than the rest of Michigan right here in Detroit. So it speaks to the critical need of investing in healthcare in world-class care for Detroiters. The Shirley Ryan Ability Lab will provide residents with access to cutting-edge treatments, therapies, enabling them to recover, heal, and regain their independence and contribute to their overall well-being. With an opportunity, though, we know what really matters is the actual accessibility of the opportunity. And bringing this state-of-the-art rehabilitation facility is great for our city, but what makes today's announcement so transformative is the gracious and generous $10 million endowment from the Gilbert Family Foundation, which will increase access for low-income residents who have limited or no health care coverage. And we can give them a round of applause again for that. This will in turn drive down the health disparities that exist within our communities. Furthermore, the creation of the Nick Gilbert Neurofibromatosis Research Institute is an extraordinary development that will place Detroit at the forefront of groundbreaking research. The research will also extend far beyond finding a cure for NF and could lead to breakthroughs for other rare neuro conditions. This really is personal to me. I'm not sure a lot of you may or may not know I lost my mother to an incurable, rare form of brain cancer. And so I know firsthand the importance and value of research and its ability to bring hope to the hopeless and make the impossible possible. So again, thank you. The financial commitment demonstrated by the Gilbert Family Foundation is truly commendable, with a contribution of nearly $375 million in grant funding. They have reaffirmed their dedication to the betterment of our community and always striving to give the best to Detroiters. Detroit has always been a city of resilience, of determination, of progress, and this collaboration further solidifies our position as a hub for cutting-edge medical advancements and will change the trajectory of Detroiters and families for generations. Together with this partnership, we will solidify Detroit as a leader in innovation, medical care, research, and providing hope and healing to individuals in need. Again, it is an honor to join you all. My deepest gratitude to the Gilbert Family Foundation, Henry Ford Health System, the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, Michigan State University for your visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to our community. Thank you all, and I'm looking forward to this transformative project in Detroit.
Thank you, Council President Sheffield. I shouldn't say mayor yet, right? Okay. Our final speaker before we lead into our question and answer session is Detroit Deputy Mayor Todd Bettison. As Deputy Mayor, Todd Bettison oversees many aspects of city government and serves as a bridge to community leaders and activists across the political spectrum. The son of a Detroit school teacher, Bettison comes to the position of deputy mayor following a distinguished 27-year career in the police department and was second in command to Detroit Police Chief James White. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree from Wayne State University in criminal justice and a graduate certificate from the Mike Ilitch School of Business. I have known him since he was on the beat patrolling the streets nearly 30 years ago. He's a good man and a great leader. Please welcome Deputy Mayor Todd Bettison.
Well, still morning. Good morning. I just want to say thank you for having me here today to celebrate this exciting announcement, one that will surely change lives and have a huge positive effect on outcomes for Detroiters' health. On behalf of Mayor Mike Duggan, the Detroit Health Department, and the whole team, we would like to express our most sincere gratitude to Dan and Jennifer Gilbert for their continued generosity and investment in the people of the city of Detroit. Bringing these state-of-the-art facilities to Detroiters shows Dan and Jennifer's ongoing commitment to ensuring that our residents and those who require specialized care have access to the highest standards of medical treatment, and further demonstrates their dedication to helping the most vulnerable in our city. We all know that even with insurance, sometimes residents shy away from physical therapy and rehabilitation treatment due to the cost of co-pays and or the unknown of the possible bills that may come down the road. In addition to the nearly $375 million investment that the construction of these two facilities, we know the establishment of the $10 million fund to increase access to care for low-income Detroiters is going to be a game changer. The Detroit Health Department looks forward to partnering with the Gilbert Family Foundation to offer our residents wraparound services that address equality and address the social determinants of health. Thanks to Dan and Jennifer, generosity and commitment to Detroiters, and the hardworking team at the Detroit Health Department, together we're going to build a healthier and safer and thriving community. From the sincerity of my heart, thank you so much. Grew up in a family that didn't have a whole lot of access to just overall funds and resources. And in my role as deputy mayor, and also my former life as a Detroit police executive and working the beat on the streets, I have seen firsthand the impact of not having access to the basic needs that we all. This right here is going to be a complete game changer. And so, like I said, on behalf of Mayor Mike Duggan, the 650,000 plus residents of the city of Detroit, and just the entire population of southeastern Michigan as one Detroit, we all thank you. And this is definitely taking it to the next level. So just to show our appreciation for this monumental announcement and event, I would just like everybody to stand to their feet and give a thunderous applause to Dan and Jennifer Gilbert. Thank you so much. Hugh?
Tom, thank you, thank you. Now please give us a minute as we transition the stage for a Q&A session led by Luke Londo, Laura Granneman. Bob, we're going to bring you up, Peggy, and you're welcome to stay, but we want reporters to ask questions about what's to come, how it's going to be accomplished, and when it will be accomplished. So thank you for being here. Thank you so much for your attendance. The best is yet to come.